So, like I did say, AD has gone back to doing the Watts case, and he's gone back to what he thinks is his winning formula. You know, he was on the Nichol case for a long time, and then he dabbled with other cases, but those cases do not hold his interest as much as the Watts case does. And what has AD's winning formula been? It's been talking about NK and projecting onto NK and pointing the finger in her direction. That's really how he became the channel that he is. I mean, AD's channel functions purely for subs and views and super chats. And I say so respectfully to AD. I don't particularly care for his opinions on any of these cases. I think AD is there simply to get his super chats, to get his views, and to get his subs, and to sit on his throne, saying that he's a shadow man and he solves cases, and that he vindicated people, and that he really likes to say that he's a big player, that he is a solver. That he did good for Shanann. He did right by Shanann by vindicating her, and that he really likes to see himself as a major player in the Watts case, as someone who solved the case, which I don't believe, but that's how he likes to portray himself, and he wants to get back to his winning ways. He's seen people get millions of views talking about NK, and he wants that success. He wants some of that limelight. He wants some of that success back. How do you get 1 million views for a video? And I'm not talking about a short video, I'm talking about a long video, because it's the long videos that you really make money out of on YouTube. How do you get 1 million views for a video? Well, I think AD thinks that if he talks about NK enough and he pushes that narrative enough, points a finger in her direction, that he can get back to getting the hundreds of thousands of views on the Watts case that he used to enjoy. Personally speaking, whether or not AD really believes that NK was involved, I don't know. Personally speaking, I believe that AD puts out theories that he thinks are popular with his audience. So if he thinks a theory is popular with his audience, that's a theory he'll push. I don't necessarily believe that he believes everything he says. Like I said, I think his channel functions purely for subs, views, super chats. That's what I think he's about. Does anyone have any idea why Frankie's so-called case is going so slowly? Because I think AD is taking full advantage of that. I think AD knows that he's not going to any court in London. And I think that's the reason why he feels so free and capable to go back to the Watts case, the case that got him into that situation, because he doesn't feel at all in any kind of constraint by Frankie's lawyer. And Frankie's lawyer has done absolutely nothing with regard to AD as far as I'm concerned. And like I said, I've told you many times, I don't think that Frankie and AD will ever meet in a courtroom. But, the people who believe that that's going to happen, be interesting to know if you still actually believe that. Are you starting to see that it's not happening? It'd be nice to share your thoughts, because you're entitled to your opinion. If you believe it's going to happen, that's fair too. But, a person on the other side called Kimberly O, who is a staunch Rousseff supporter, said to me that AD stopped doing the Watts case because of this pending case with Frankie. And it just goes to show you how wrong she was, because AD never stopped doing the Watts case. He said that he would stop doing the Watts case. I've got a clip of him saying that because there's nothing else he can do with it. But I always knew he was going to go back to the Watts case in some capacity, because it's his favorite case. It's a case that brought him attention, fame, and success. And he wants to hang on to that at all costs. AD has just sent out the biggest message by returning to this case and talking about Kessinger. He sent the biggest message to Frankie. he's basically saying, come and get me. That's exactly what he's saying to Frankie. Well, Frankie just, what does Frankie do? What does his lawyer do? Absolutely nothing. And that's exactly what AD is doing. He's saying, come and get me. You're not going to stop me from talking about what I want to talk about. I'm going to talk about this case because lots of other people are doing it and they're getting millions and millions and millions of views for it. And I want a piece of the pie because that's what AD is like. He wants a piece of the pie. I can honestly say what AD says on his channel these days, and sometimes I watch, sometimes I don't. Most of the time I don't watch him. But I'm not really bothered about that anymore because I think that there is a bigger picture to take into account. And that is Martin Dian and AD are one in the same, you know. Neither of them are particularly the most honest, trustworthy people, are they? So why should I, in the beginning I did care about what AD did on his channel. Now AD can say whatever he wants, do whatever he wants. And, this so-called case, is just people are being strung along by it. And nothing has ever happened. AD will continue to talk about whatever he wants to talk about, and AD will continue to be AD. And, I think, like I said, AD has sent the biggest message out that he's staying put, at least for now.